Welcome to Nested, an original podcast from the White Wren featuring intersected stories about love, life at home, and everything in between. Our mission is to inspire and encourage you in prioritizing tangible interactions that take place within the four walls of your family home. Each episode, we talk to interesting people who have a heart for making time for the things that matter most in life. Let's dive into this episode.
We'll find our way back home. We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home.
For this episode, Brent Deitrich, publisher at the White Wren, sits down to chat with Madison McMahon. She owns a wedding and portrait photography business in Niagara, Toronto. Madison McMahon Photography.
Cool. Well, thanks, Madison, for jumping on and talking to me today. I'm excited to hear about your business and learn more about your journey that got you here and just find out more about you. So why don't you just start out by telling everybody where you're based and what you do for work with your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to be here. So my name is Madison McMahon. I'm based in Ontario, Canada, kind of between Toronto and Niagara Falls, servicing kind of this whole wide region and everywhere in between. So I got started in 2011. I said I was never going to go into wedding photography. It was a little, and here I am now. It was a little intimidating for weddings. I said, I like landscapes. I like not having to work with people at the time. And yeah, that funneled directly into wedding photography, as it sometimes does. So that's my primary focus, but I kind of photograph everything beyond the wedding as well, from engagements, weddings, and then following my clients along through their family journeys, which has been really exciting.
Nice. I feel like that is such a common response to like anybody who's probably not doing like full-time photography as a business. And they're like, oh yeah, I do photography. And then they hear that you do weddings and they're like, oh, I could never do weddings.
Yes, exactly.
It's always like that. It's always like that response, like, oh, I couldn't do that. Yeah. I just do my kids' sports. Yeah. I just shoot birds or whatever. Like, it's kind of funny. It's not for the faint of heart, I guess. It's the Murph of photographers.
No, exactly. I feel like it was intimidating. I was young. I just thought, that's a lot of pressure. I was like, that's my weekends. And I was young and wanted my weekends free.
Yeah.
But like going 14 years strong, I love weddings now. And I mean, following that process afterwards too, it's just such an honor to like document people's most important moments in their lives. So it's been a really good journey.
Yeah. That's cool. What was you did some photography before then? Like you said you did like landscapes and stuff.
Yeah, I've always had a camera.
Or just dabbling. Yeah.
So I was doing, even just family photos of family functions, birthdays, friends. Like when I got my DSLR, it was like me and my friend at the beach just practicing. But I've always had a camera. Like my first camera was a underwater film, like 35 millimeter in a little case. I was so excited opening that on Christmas that I fell down the stairs, like running to show. I'm like, look at my camera! Running to show everybody and being really upset because it was Christmas in Canada, so not having an opportunity to use the underwater camera.
You couldn't use it underwater?
I've always had a...
Did you like go in the bathtub and like...
Yeah, like truly, I'm like, can we go to the pool? Can we go to the pool? Can we go to the pool? But I've always had a camera, and then it was an upgrade from that to like I couldn't even tell you the year, but it was a digital camera with no screen. So it had a memory card, but there was no screen on it. And that was my kind of forte into that. Then I was always Canon too. It was a Canon, no screen, a Canon with a screen, a Canon DSLR. I've always been a Canon girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have Canon stuff. I started out with Canon as well, and I have some Sony now, so it's kind of a mix of Sony and Canon. But yeah, I mean, it's bound to be like one of five. Like there's not that many unless somebody's like real obscure.
Right. And then every time I have a second shooter shooting something else, I'm kind of like, oh, should I change my whole kit? But I'm never strayed from Canon. But every time I see someone else's kit or see their images, I'm like, oh, that's nice. But then I get fear upgrading between bodies. Like the colors are so different. And I'm true to canon pretty much through and through, except my Pentax.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So when is wedding season then where you are? Is it still kind of in the midsummer months, or is there like a slightly more popular time of the year, or how does that work?
I find that, I mean, it's from spring, like May, to right through to October, November.
Mm-hmm.
I find that more people now, like I'm getting a lot more drive towards the fall dates because our summers have been like 42 degrees Celsius. I wouldn't be able to tell you what that is in Fahrenheit, but I know it's hot and hot and humid. So I think there's a drive now, a lot of people having fall weddings because we're trying to avoid that humidity and heat.
Technical difficulties.
Brief intermission.
I know. Put a little blip thing in there. All right, so we were talking about the weather. I think you were talking about that before it got interrupted. I think you were saying about the Celsius temps, which I Googled, and I think it came up with 107. Is that correct?
That sounds about right to me. It's hot.
Okay.
It's very humid too. Very damp.
Yeah.
Just not enjoyable. But we still have wedding season strong in the summer. I just think a lot of brides do gravitate to the fall, but we still have a strong, June, July, August wedding season.
Mm-hmm. Is that like your peak? Like that's in July? That's how hot it gets?
Yeah, July.
Okay.
It's been, the last few days have been like around 42, 43 for the last probably 3 weeks. It's been kind of no break.
Yeah, that's how I'm in North Carolina right now, and that's how it's been here. And I just assumed it was hopefully cooler for you up there because it's been brutal down. It's been brutal down here, like just disgusting.
Yeah, and you get the brides with, the little beads of sweat and lots of dabbing, lots of adjusting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you go in from the worst is like the humidity because you go out from an air conditioned room into it and it just wants to fog all your equipment up. So
exactly.
That's the hard part to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still so you probably have somewhat similar temperatures to us then, I guess. Our busy season here is typically like October. I mean, spring too, but like if there was one month that's like the month, it's October.
I find September is much more popular now than it used to be, so there's a bit of a push for a little bit later and avoid that, July, August heat, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your like? Let me phrase this because I'm obviously talking about like Canadian weddings, I guess, versus like American weddings, and like what is a popular like? Is it pretty much the same? Would you say styles and venues and that sort of thing pretty much cross like the same things as you would see in the States, like the same trends and the same types of venue looks and stuff like that, or is there like different things?
No, I think it's pretty consistent in that like a lot of inspiration still Canada pulls, a lot of media, not all media, but a lot of media from the US. And I think the same goes for weddings. I mean, we consume a lot of content that's coming from America. So I think there's a lot of crossover between wedding trends, between, flowers, venues, style of photography. I think there's just because of social media, because of wedding magazines and publications, there's just a lot of pull from America. So I'd find that the trends tend to be pretty similar.
Yeah. Do you come over to like New York or anything like that and do work over there ever? Or?
No, mostly because I'm terrified of crossing the border for work, if I'm honest. I do stuff across Canada, but no, I haven't ventured in cross-border photography so far.
Gotcha.
Just personal travel stuff and things.
But
yeah. I don't dare offend anyone or upset any systems.
Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't ever gone across the border to Canada, so I'm not alone there. But it's just because I've never even gone to Niagara Falls. Like,
no? Oh, you got
no. And I grew up in Pennsylvania, so like if I was gonna do it, that would have been the time because I was closer
close
then.
enough.
But
yeah,
but I have not have not done it. Are you seeing like, do you see a lot of trending towards um, like smaller bridal parties, more like smaller weddings in general too with your
Yes,
clients right now?
I just did a consultation for a larger wedding, which is one of the largest weddings I've seen in a while, I'd say. I think people are doing, like, it used to be I had anywhere from, 8 to 12 on each side of the wedding party a few years back. And now I find it's like 2 or 3, or even sometimes it's just a, maid of honor, best man. But I do find it tends to be a little bit on the smaller side. Like when I started, not quite in the beginning, but I was doing, 300 people weddings. And now typically I think most weddings I shoot are under 150, if not under 100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that is even with stuff that we just see like submissions, plus then what we see in just the local market too.
Yeah.
Gen Z definitely tends to trend that way, and it seems to be holding that way. It's very interesting. I feel like, and you've been doing it long enough, because you said 2011, that you've probably seen like a lot of dynamic shifts and like changes in the industry as well. Like, what do you think about what's happening now? Do you think that do you see it as very different from the past, or?
It definitely, obviously be like beyond trends, because that's a given. There's a lot of trends that have come and gone in the last 14 years that I've been doing this. But I do think COVID did change the way people experience weddings too. The push through COVID, backyard weddings, micro weddings, elopements. And talking to a lot of Gen Z clients, see their desire to have something that's more intimate, smaller, meaningful. A lot of the commentary, you don't know half the people in the room. So I do see this big push to kind of more what clients want it to be about versus what maybe parents or just like traditions or standards that are set already. Is what that's about. I see more like clients being like, we want smaller, we want personal, we want just something more meaningful to them.
Yeah. Are your clients ditching a lot of like the trends that, or not trends, that's not the word I'm trying to say, but like wedding traditions? Like I see a lot of people not doing a bouquet toss, not doing a cake cutting, not doing whatever. Like, do you see a lot of that?
Yeah, I think it's more rare now to include those things versus like it's not standard to have them. It's more rare to have them happen. Sorry, my dog is desperate to get in here. I don't know if you can hear that.
Can't hear him.
Okay. But I think that I'm more surprised when people do a formal cake cutting. If my clients are doing cake cutting, it's usually like we want it to be secretly, not announce it. We don't want to make a big spectacle of it. We'll just cut it and get the photo. Not a lot of bouquet tosses, not a lot of garter, not a lot of like even receiving lines, just standing there welcoming everybody in. Like a lot of people aren't doing that. And I find it's much more like the old school traditional, and maybe influence from family members recommending or suggesting. But yeah, lots of my clients are foregoing those kind of traditional standard wedding practices, I suppose.
It's interesting that there's like a rejection of that, because it's like viewed as tradition, and then there's some other things that are sourcing their way back, like sheet cakes. Are making a comeback, and that's a very 1980s thing.
Definitely.
And so that's kind of funny to see like all this stuff about sheet cakes, or like flat layered cakes that are not round. Which is also, not something you've seen in weddings for a very long time.
Yeah, lots of vintage style, pulling those sorts of trends from the past. I think everything comes full circle, fashion, aesthetic, style. We're pulling so much fashion from the 90s, the 70s, from wherever. And I think that makes it, like, even in wedding photography, same full trend kind of. I find that too with film photography, I suppose, and just like the less perfect quote trend, where things aren't so editorial or magazine. They're a little more just capturing like documentary style, but it's like the trendy thing, like the less perfect, less stylized.
Yeah. How does that dovetail into your style? Like, have you kind of done a mix of that before, or are you trying to include more leaning that way for Gen Z? Or
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I've shot film as long as I've had a camera, but I've shot film for my business probably the last 8 years, and it was
yeah,
much more perfect editorial fine art luxury in the beginning, and now people want like, automated 35 millimeter flash, like almost disposable camera, not perfect, not perfectly exposed. People want that kind of style,
mm-hmm.
and I find I really like to dip into that as well. Like it the storytelling through the day, it can kind of be a multitude of styles because it fits each part of the day. So that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like to kind of mix the fine art editorial luxury with the fun documentary style.
Yeah, yeah. I think that we've talked about this on other episodes and as well, just the kind of the burnout on perfection that I think the current generation has, and I think that whole look of just everything looking so precise and
Yeah.
so editorial and very very demure is like they like that phrase, but they don't want to act demure.
I would tend to agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it is funny, but I think too that just a balance that like represents somebody's day, and like there's a lot of people that like we hear a lot of feedback on people that are like, ugh, why is everybody doing this or shooting this way? But the reality is also that we are the wedding industry is a constantly changing. It's always the same demographic, but it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
And so like in a way you kind of got to give the people what they want too.
Definitely.
Like to a certain extent, if you want work, like not that you have to sacrifice your art or sacrifice your style, but I think that it has to resonate with the way people want to feel. And
Definitely.
there's so much about weddings that's based on feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's like something to be said for the trends because they're trends for a reason. Not that we need to go change, anyone needs to go change their whole entire portfolio or style just to match that. I think there's something timeless about kind of incorporating those trends into your own style and continuing with like, just for me, it's like for just documenting storytelling, there is the aspect of film or fine art to a degree, but documentary to a degree. And it's all about, the good light and the good moments and the right timing. So,
yeah, for sure. So I want to rewind a little bit. I think we got a little off the track when we got interrupted by the technology glitch there. But I want to kind of go back to like when you started your business. Was that the first foray that you had into like working for yourself or self-employment?
Yeah. So I went to school for early childhood education and like child and youth studies. And I kind of just dipped my toes in the water with photos because I was like, I have a good camera. I have an interest and a kind of an eye for taking photos. So I started doing some side gigs just to help me pay for school. And that pretty quickly turned into full-time work, or at least full-time and still carrying on like a part-time job. It was a pretty full workload. And when I decided to leave the other jobs I was working, it felt like, I'm busy enough. I'm gonna go full time, quit my other jobs, and then it was like crickets. And it was very scary because it was like I thought I had a full workload.
Yeah.
But then things picked back up again, and there's been like the lulls, and I find changes on like how long people are waiting to book or how quickly close to their event. And then you build up that wedding clientele that turns into family, maternity clientele. But yeah, I was not in the arts for any real purposes of like employment. I was very much like I worked in reception, I worked daycare, I worked in childcare, I worked in office jobs. It was just kind of the push to have a side hustle. People kept telling you're really good, you could do that. Again, I didn't really want to do the wedding thing. And didn't really see how it could be a full-time job, but it just kind of snowballed. And yeah, I left behind the childcare aspect of it and just went full-time with my business. And Yeah, it was never the intention though. It was never like, I'm going to be a photographer. I just loved my whole childhood taking photos. I just didn't know that I could actually make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many like families and kids and stuff like that do you do now?
Pretty well. Everyone that I have as wedding clients, I kind of continue on with them through. So it's a really varied. I mean, I've had people kind of book every year and then maybe they drop off and the new clients pick up. So I still have a pretty full workload for family. I try not to shoot any family sessions in the summer, with the exception of like returning clients that are coming back every year. I'm trying to accommodate for them, but I try and do my family stuff outside of the strongest point of wedding season. So Christmas, fall, spring stuff. Yeah.
That's it's fun, I think, when you can see that progression too. It's like kind of being like a historian in somebody's life when you've kind of been with them from the beginning, and then you see their family grow or their kids come along or whatever. It's really
exactly their families really cool. I've had for like 10 years. You know, their family has grown and their kids are so old, and I'm like, you were just a baby, and it's crazy. And I think it is like, I have clients that, you know, they're like, you're the first person we told that we're expecting, and we're so excited, we want you to capture it. And it's such an honor. I mean, it maybe sounds cliche to say, but it is such an honor to be chosen to document those moments.
Yeah, it's kind of, the kids growing up thing is kind of, it's wild because it really makes you realize how long you've been doing something.
That too, yeah.
When you're like, I remember photographing this kid when they were a baby or two.
Yeah.
And what happened to you over the last year? Because they will shoot up in a year. Like if you only see people every year, every other year or something, like it's crazy. I had a family who's done a couple sessions with me. And the last I saw their son, he looked to me like he was 12, and it was like 2 years, and they came back again last year, and they walked in. I recognized their daughter.
Yeah.
And this man came in with them with like reflective sunglasses and facial hair and gold chains on, and I was like, Who is this guy? I'm like,
but it's so true. That time frame, especially at that age point, like the prepubescent age point of 12, and you don't see them for a year or two. So much changes. Changes. Like 13 to 14, 12 to, in that age range. It's like, just, who are you? Who did you bring along with you this time?
I know. It's just like an overnight. It's wild.
Yeah.
So you said, hang on a minute here. I'm just going through my thing. So I want to talk about your honeymoon, because I was looking on your blog. So I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And your little trip to the Mediterranean afterwards and all. And so when did you get married?
We got married, it'll be 2 years in October.
Okay.
And we decided, being in the wedding industry, I mean, I wanted something different for my day. My husband and I are both like, we're not the center of attention people. The thought of walking down the aisle, as beautiful as it is in the industry, I've seen in beautiful moments, I'm like terrified of walking down the aisle and everyone looking at me. But we wanted it to feel different. So we eloped in Ireland, and because I'm a crazy person, I shot a wedding, left that night, arrived the next day, and we got married that day, like having flown in overnight.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was our anniversary, and I was determined. Like, I didn't want to hand off this wedding that I had already previously booked before we got engaged. And I wanted to get married on our anniversary. So I made this whole crazy, my husband, bless him, just went along with it. Plan to leave work, go get on an airplane, show up in the morning, put on a wedding dress, get married. So we did that. And that was like the very first day of our trip. We did a road trip for a week in Ireland, and then we flew to Turkey and did a cruise of the Mediterranean for the next like 2 weeks. So it was it was like a total of, I think, just a few days shy of 4 weeks trip. And hard for me because I, one, got married and had to like hand off the photographic vision, and two, I only brought my film camera with me and my phone. So I was like really challenging myself to just focus on what needed to be documented, what was important to be documented, and not bringing my camera and taking countless photos that I would never look at again. I mean, I had an iPhone, but trying to really hone in on that experience. Yeah. It was great.
That's awesome. So you hired a photographer in Ireland then?
No, I actually hired a friend here, and she flew. She didn't fly with us because I was working that wedding that I left from. She actually went a little bit early. We had scoped out a spot on like Google Earth, Google Maps, found a spot that we liked. She went a little bit early, like 2 days ahead of us, I think, and location spotted. Then we flew and met her there, essentially. But she's someone I've second shot for and worked with over the years. And if I looked at hiring a photographer there, because there are so many wonderful options, it just felt right to have somebody I knew. And since we wouldn't have the engagement session or the tons of contact beforehand.
Right. You have that comfortability. That's cool. So you scoped out a place where you're going to do like your vows and stuff?
Yeah. So we had an officiant there. And it was just the officiant and our photographer and us. We did the legal part, not in Ireland, because it would require being there for, I think, a week ahead of time.
That's what I was going to ask. There's something about that, right? Like you have to be there so long. Yeah.
So there's no witnesses. We we didn't do any of that. We didn't bring anyone, but it was just like this symbolic ceremony of it. So vows and everything. We scoped out that spot on Google Earth and I watched so many YouTube videos of like this trail and going in and just really trying to kind of pick something. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience to plan that way from across the ocean. But it ended up being such a beautiful spot, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
That's awesome. What would you have done if it like rained or something?
It did drizzle a little.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Like not downpour. But very typical Irish weather, and we just made the most of it. I mean, our photo session didn't last super long because we got off a plane that morning, so I feel like we were tired. Like we could have potentially continued on, but by the time we got ready, we got there, we did our vows. We had maybe just an hour and a half of like portraits, and then I was like, you know what, we could keep going, but I think I'm good.
Need to go take a nap.
Yeah, there's a little drizzle, no downpour. If it had rained, you know what? I think we would have just continued through with it. So
so you went from there to a cruise, you said, right?
Yeah. So we spent a week in Ireland. We rented a car and kind of did a big loop, and then flew to Turkey, where we spent a couple nights in Istanbul, and then we got on a cruise that did Egypt, Greece, Cyprus, more points in Turkey, and it was meant to do Israel, but because of obviously the climate there, we just skipped over Israel and we did an extra day in Egypt. So it was still quite a bucket list experience. Yeah.
So the pyramids were part of the cruise. That was like one of your stops.
Yeah. So actually, what happened was we had 2 days in Alexandria, and it's about a 3-hour bus ride down to Cairo to see the pyramids. We booked our excursion with the cruise line. We went the first day, 3 hours there, did the day, 3 hours back. The next day, the cruise canceled their excursions to the pyramids because of weather conditions. So everyone that was supposed to see them on the second day wasn't able to. And I mean, heartbreaking for them, but I was so relieved that we went on the first day, because I can't imagine getting all the way to Egypt and then not doing the pyramids. Yeah, it was a crazy weather fog situation. They said the buses couldn't go out, so I don't know if people maybe found private excursions without going through the cruise, but they canceled their pyramid tours on the second day, so that was a close call.
Yeah, that's crazy. The pyramids are so wild. I would love to. I don't know, that it's very intriguing to me. Yes, I mean, I'm sure it is to a lot of people. But just like the technology of building them, of course. And then like recently they've said that they think they go deeper. Yeah. I don't know if you heard that, like that might just be the tip of it. And I'm just like, it's wild. There's just the pyramids and like the Mayans, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's just like, how did this stuff happen? And like,
that and Stonehenge too. I used to live in England, and Stonehenge. Oh yeah. And I'm like, I don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't get it. Those are huge rocks, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
No,
doesn't make sense.
very interesting. The pyramids, it was a quick experience because you're doing 3 hours into where it is and 3 hours back. It was like, okay, get on a camel, take some pics, we drive the bus a little closer. We're like touching it. But
Mm-hmm.
my husband wants to go back because he wants to go in them. And I'm like, we didn't have that option. I don't know if we'll ever get back to Egypt, but there's so much more you can do. We just had like the test, sample platter.
Yeah. The picture opportunity
Exactly. And that's
version.
honestly was worth it just for the pictures we got. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool for sure. I was going to ask how long did you ride on a camel, but it sounds like you just
It was quick. It was like
jumped on it
maybe,
for a photo.
yeah, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And the guide said, you can trust, the tour bus guide said you can trust the guy that you're with for the camel ride. Hand him your phone and only him. Like, don't give your phone to anyone else. And he's he's photo, he's posing us, he's making us, like do where you're touching the top and holding up a rock, and he's holding the rock so that the depth, and he was like working it. He was doing his absolute most to get us like the most ridiculous photos.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess it's the same way even on like some islands for cruises and stuff, because I've had family members that have done that where they're like, like you don't go out of this certain area, or like this defined, like this is where the tourists go, like you don't leave this area or whatever. So
well, there's like a lot of people will take your photo on your phone, and he's like, don't trust anyone, just the guy that does the camel, do that, and it turned out really good. And we've had some really like not so good and ridiculous looking photos, but we have like one of us, the camels are kissing, we're kissing, the pyramids are in the background. I'm like, that was all worth it just for that photo.
I think I saw that one on your website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big up on our wall. Like, print the photos, print them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
And so I think you said on your website you have 3 daughters now?
So my husband has 3 daughters. So inadvertently, I also have 3 daughters now. Yeah, it was a kind of family situation.
Yeah.
Which definitely changed the course of my business as well. We have 2 more or less adult daughters, and then a 7-year-old daughter. And obviously, she is out of school in the summer. My husband works a traditional kind of 9-to-5-esque job. So my business has changed a lot since we've been together, because now I'm a little more family oriented. I've kind of scaled back a little bit on how much work I do take on in the summer, just so that I can have the opportunity to be with my family when it presents itself.
Yeah. That it will definitely alter things that you do with your business. I know we used to travel a lot more for weddings and stuff before we had kids. And then once we had kids, we were just like, do we really want to be?
Yeah, is it really worth the whole?
Like you're getting paid the same amount and you can go home that night. Like, do you really want to be dealing with all this travel and stuff? Exactly. And so we kind of scaled back to just more local and regional markets. But yeah, they will definitely change. What kind of do you guys have like fun things that you like to do as a family, or favorite places to go, or anything like that? Travel spots?
I mean, my daughter, our youngest, is like, she's like, our special thing is camping. So we literally camp, but it's 30 minutes from our house. She doesn't know the difference if we're going 5 hours away or 30 minutes. So we camp in the summer during the week, which is nice because it's just me and her. But our family is very into like the drive-in movies, the movie theater, the water park. We live like right off Lake Ontario. It's a stone's throw from our place. So beach days, just trying to take advantage of especially in the summer, the days that we can spend together between weddings and other things. We try and do a lot of outdoorsy things. And then we're not a winter family. Even being Canadians, like when it's winter, it's like, okay, I don't ski, I don't snowboard, don't skate, I'm a terrible Canadian. But we're like cozy fireplace, hot chocolate indoors.
Yeah. Do you do tent camping, or you have an RV?
Yeah, no, we have a tent, and then this year we've entered into, I have an SUV that we bought a convertible tent, sleep in the back. Yeah. So we're gonna attempt that this year.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a pop-up camper that we just about never use, given that it's just a bit of a pain in the butt. But we're more tent people. I say that lightly. It's not like hardcore backwoods It's with a
Right.
7-year-old, so
Right. Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah. We went backpack tent camping, not like anything extreme. It wasn't like, we drove to a local river and we essentially hiked like 30 minutes in,
Oh, that's not
when
bad.
when our daughter was 3,
Oh wow.
and we stayed for 3 days. Did it with family, and it was warm. It was Memorial Day weekend, like around the end of May, I think,
Mm,
and it was starting to get hot, and we were getting stanky,
yeah.
and it was miserable by the
Cranky,
end. We were
stanky, and
just,
cranky.
yep, cranky and stanky. Yes.
We have been there.
Yep, yep. We did like the
Yeah.
shower in a bag wipes
Oh
things, which
gosh, yeah.
really don't. It just kind of feels like it
Not the
seals the
same.
dirt to your skin. Like it doesn't really.
Yeah, just stick it all in
just
there.
just
Yeah,
makes
it's
you
not
feel
the
like you
same.
can't breathe.
Oh man,
Um,
yeah. See, I like to be. There's a shower where we go. We're going in
yeah.
2 weeks actually. We're going for 2 nights, and it's 30 minutes away. And there's a shower facility, a bathroom facility. There's a pool. I'm like,
Hmm.
perfect. This is my kind of
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we did that, and I think it was. Let's see, she was 3, so it would have been 2017, I guess. And then we didn't do anything like that. And then in January of 2020, we bought our first camper, like a pull
Oh,
behind
nice.
trailer, like an 18
Yeah.
foot. And we had that one for about a year and a half or 2 years, and then we sold it and got a bigger one.
Nice.
So now we have like a 30-foot one with a kitchen and a shower
The
and a
way to
king
do it.
bed
Yeah.
and
That sounds so good. That
two
sounds
TVs
so
inside of it and like the whole shebang.
yeah.
But we
Luxury.
love doing that.
That's
Just
fun.
getting out
That's
in nature, and
yeah.
like there's just something cathartic about being in that space, like
Mhm.
when you're in nature, even if you're not like, I don't even have to be doing a whole lot. Like I just go sit
Oh,
outside, like just go
yeah.
sit outside in the woods,
I
and
know.
it
I
does
wish I
something to
could.
your soul.
Yeah, I wish I could edit outside. That's always like in my head. I'm like, I'll sit on my computer in the back on the back deck, or when we go
Hmm.
camping, I'll just bring my laptop and do some work. But the sun is your enemy, obviously. Like
Yeah.
sitting with a blanket over my head outside, like it's not the same experience. It's
Yeah.
nice to use it for like getting away from the computer though.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, we were just at the coast, I guess probably about 2 weeks ago. We went to the
Nice.
North Carolina coast, and we took a little ferry to an island and did some excursioning, and had like no cell service. Like it
I
would
love
take
that
like
though.
three
Yeah.
minute 3 minutes just to text somebody a photo, because it was so slow. But it was fun.
Yeah,
And
that's such a nice like family core memory experience,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, I'm sure in all the time that you've been doing weddings, do you have like a memorable story or something wild or funny that happened?
I mean, yeah,
I mean, there's always
there's
something,
so
like
much, right? Like if I'm
everyone.
like
Yeah.
to think of something specific. But I think like one of my funny memories of weddings, this was maybe 2013, 2014, so a while ago.
Hmm.
And I showed up to do some photos with the groom and the groomsmen, and they were really amped about photos, which I mean is a good energy. They
Hmm.
have a lot of ideas. But
Yeah.
one of their ideas was like they wanted me to get in the trunk of the car, and they all wanted to stand around it with like baseball bats for like a mafia style photo.
Oh my gosh.
And
Wait,
I mean, at the
wait.
time I
Oh,
was
they
like young, and I'm like,
sounds like you're getting kidnapped.
right. And they wanted to like perspective to be like, I'm in the trunk, and they're all with their baseball bats, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
that took some convincing, but we did it.
Oh my
I eventually
gosh.
was talked into getting into the trunk of this car, and maybe it wasn't my wisest moment, but I'm still alive to tell the tale. But I've had just
Oh
like
my
some
goodness.
really, really memorable like photo requests over the years.
Yeah.
Really goofy, really funny. Just, I mean, I think the thing is, it's all like the emotional side of like clients being like, just overjoyed with the results of their photos. Like those are always the moments that stand out to me in terms of memorable stories. It's just like people being
Hmm.
so elated with like pictures of dancing with their dad, or like the groom and his grandma, and it's like that's our last photo, and I'm like, okay, well, like those are emotional big heavy ones for me. Like
Yeah.
It just makes every wedding so memorable when you get that kind of feedback, you know. But there are definitely the funny, like just crazy stories of like parties and photo suggestions. Like what else? I think one memorable one from last year is like the groom was on the mic singing karaoke, like on the tables, putting on a show for everyone, like just people enjoying their day, like authentically, truly enjoying their day. I'm like,
Yeah.
I love what I do for that reason.
Yeah. It's good when there's like that kind of energy, and sometimes people are more stressed out or anxious, and you kind of have to ease them into that place from the beginning because they come in with a lot of nerves.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that people like. I think that in the industry, that shift of like the couple being the center of attention, like they are the center of attention, but they don't want to feel like they're on a stage performing either. They just want to let loose and have fun.
I agree. Yeah, there's definitely that shift of just interacting, capturing what's happening, documentary, authentic, and less like a production. You know, there was definitely a production style to weddings for a while, but I think people are moving a little bit away from that, at least what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I wonder too with that, I wonder if people will feel like they want to have less, like you think about people being surrounded by photo and video all day, and it could be 2 people or it could be 4 people, right? Depending on whether you have like a second person. And I wonder if that will be something where people will want to lean away from less people surrounding them too, because it feels like too much. Like I wonder if they'll want.
There's been times where I've been at weddings where there's like teams of 4 or 6. Like there's lots of people. You add in a content creator, it can get like overwhelming, and I think that's for me too. That's part of why I was like, I'm gonna elope. And I mean, you can do it differently. You can have people. You can do whatever, and whatever's gonna make you happy. But I do think that people are like, oh, scaling back, less is more. We don't need a production crew. I mean, it just depends on your clientele and their weddings, I suppose.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. There is so many more things now because like everybody's doing drone shots, and sometimes people bring somebody just to do their drone stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have content creators, and then you have your regular videographers and your photographers. Like it is true. There's like a whole plethora of people that are doing media now. Yeah.
I do have clients, you know, that'll be, oh, do you do X, Y, Z? Like, do you do photo, but do you also do video? Because we don't want a whole video production team, or we don't want a whole, like, if it could just be you. And I'm like, I like to keep my focus on one thing. There's lots of great other, you know, capable vendors to bring on. But I do understand the drive of people being like, we just would rather have one person or 2 people, like, do it as opposed to the whole team.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, people are definitely. We've found that because with our business, we do photo and video, and that's often a selling point is that people they just want to deal with hiring one people.
Still the same amount of that. I think if you can do it, then that's how people, in my opinion, that's kind of what they're pushing for anyway. Clients are wanting less people, but the same amount of stuff happening.
Yeah. Well, and down here, there's been like also a drive. A lot of venues are doing it towards like all-inclusive wedding packages where the couple doesn't even pick out like a lot of their vendor team, where they just pay like a flat fee to like a planner or a venue who just bundles everything together for them. Is that, you see that up there too?
I've seen a lot of people doing like the micro wedding package where it's like you come, you get married, your photographer, your florist, your everything is all sorted out for you. You come have your allotted time for your ceremony. You come have your allotted time for your photos, and you go off and do your own kind of dinner. Or whatever. I think that like that's kind of how I see that package assembled here most of the time. And I think that's because it's popular. People are interested in that. You know, like we were talking about in the beginning, like that smaller, kind of more intimate wedding experience.
Yeah, for sure. And even with slightly bigger ones, I've seen it coming to like where I think it is often usually venues that are doing it, less so planners, but there are a few planners. But even still, I mean, I say bigger, I'm saying like 100 to 150 people, and they might still sell it as like an all-inclusive
A
thing, because
package. Yeah.
yeah, because it does feel like the current generation, they don't want to deal with making a whole lot of decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I see it.
That sounds kind of
In the best way
kind of
possible.
negative, but like they almost want to be a little bit more hands off, or like
Yeah.
or like just maybe it's like they want to just pay one thing and
Yeah.
not have to make a whole lot of decisions, or
I
just
think you're
expect
right.
that the people they hired are going to do what they hired them for
Mhm.
without a whole lot of micromanaging. So,
I agree.
and I mean, I think that's great, because that
Makes it a lot easier on their end, right?
well, yeah, less planning, less talking to a million people before your wedding, like
Yeah.
just more time to enjoy everything.
Yes, exactly. Be in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, that's cool. What are I'm still kind of intrigued of like whether Canadian weddings, like what the differences are between what we see down here. Like, what I know that y'all have some specific like Canadian food things that are different from down here, that are more French influenced and stuff like that. So does that also translate into wedding food up there?
Yeah, you know what? I guess I never really think about it from that perspective, but yeah, like one of the most popular things I see at a lot of weddings is like a poutine bar at the end of the night. So fries, gravy, and cheese curds, and then you can dress it kind of. You get your fries, you do like the stations, where you build your own. I've seen that many a times as late night food. It's a very good, popular Canadian drinking food, so it's great for the end of the night.
Yeah.
We have I don't know if it's particularly different from. I mean, I don't know what's happening down there. I guess that niche, but like pie bars, we have butter tarts. That's very Canadian, I think.
Ooh.
For dessert,
what's a butter tart?
Like cake. Okay, so it's like a pastry, and it's essentially just sugar and butter, like caramelized, and you pour it in, and it kind of gets mushy
Like
inside, I suppose.
Like in a pie show?
Yeah, like in a little like cupcake tin sized pie
show.
Okay. So, and you can people put raisins or pecans or chocolate chips or whatever. They can be dressed up in different ways, but I've seen those at weddings, like just trays and trays and trays as a dessert option. Fairly Canadian, I suppose, now that I think about it.
yeah, it is. That sounds fun.
But I think typical, and it depends on clients too. Like I've had clients of all different kind of backgrounds and heritage, so that would play into their food choices a lot of the time. But I think the most Canadian would be like the poutine bar at the end of the night. Yeah.
I've seen people do, I'm trying to think of what I've seen for late night things. I mean, I've seen people just do like burgers and stuff, but there is a venue near me that does. Do y'all have Krispy Kreme donuts up there?
We newly.
Okay.
Kind of, I just see them popping up as far as I'm aware, they're new.
Okay. Because I know like Tim Hortons is kind of your.
Yeah.
Is that bagels or donuts up there?
Both. So Tim Hortons has kind of ventured into food now, which is crazy to me. But donuts predominantly and bagels at Tim Hortons. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not we don't have a lot of Krispy Kremes. I see a few locations here and there.
Yeah, there's one venue that their thing is doing this Krispy Kreme flambe, and they put the Krispy Kreme donuts in and put, I don't know, vodka. I don't know if it's vodka. Probably vodka.
Okay.
And light it on fire and like caramelize them a little bit.
Wow.
It's it's a show. It's like a little production thing they do.
Yeah.
So they'll light them on fire and then slide them off and put a dollop of ice cream on top, and that's like their signature thing that they do, which is fun.
We've had, the other thing I've seen, and I'm sure probably Americans have this too, is like McDonald's at the end of the night. Yeah. I was like, that's the only other maybe interesting thing I could think of, but I'm like, there's no way Americans aren't doing that.
Yeah, no, I feel like we even featured something on the White Wren recently, or one of our blogs where somebody had that, where they had like McDonald's at the end of the night or something.
Cheeseburgers at the end of the night or something.
Yeah, for sure.
The classic. But I'm interested in these on fire donuts.
They're really good.
Yeah.
It's not like a hard caramelization. I think that I think the fire just adds to like the
show.
The show of it. Like it might contribute a little bit, but it's not like a huge amount either. but yeah, it's fun. Everybody always loves it.
I love that.
So only this one venue that does it that I know, but
Okay, well, give me that name later and I will see you there.
that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, but they will trying to think. There was something. Oh, I know. I had an Asian wedding one time that had a ramen bar as
Oh,
their
fun.
late night. Yeah.
I love that
They
too.
had and they had, but it was like they had like a box of it. Like everybody got their own box, and it wasn't like
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Maruchan. Like it was, it was like a good ramen.
Yeah.
But everybody kind of got their own box, and then they could
That's
like
fun.
go and prep it and
Yeah.
make it how they wanted, and that was fun. I thought
Like
that
the
was a cool
poutine.
idea.
Yeah, the noodles.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Love it.
So, is what do you do to like de-stress and unwind? Is that like your camping and that kind of thing is just kind of your unwind?
I'd like to say it's the camping, but camping can be stressful.
Yeah,
Especially
I
when it's
know.
just me and the little girl, the little one.
Yeah.
She's great, but she's busy and
Mm-hmm.
it's not the most de-stressful. I do enjoy it and I do try and do it every year, but it's not the most like de-stressing opportunity. But a couple other photographer friends and I had a spa day recently, which was really nice. We all went midweek, so we got to do
Nice.
the thermal spa, you do the sauna or the hot tub, and then like the cold plunge, which torturous, but also like really feels good at the end.
Yeah.
So we did a day of that, or we did without the kids last week. We did like river tubing, so down the river on the tubes. That was a really fun kind of de-stress opportunity. I do like to try and just be outdoors when possible, because I find that in and of itself, when you're not shooting a wedding outdoors, like just being outdoors is a good decompression from it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's just the combination of being in the sun or like just being outside or whatever. But there's so much. Even if I go out and just do like yard work for 30 minutes, I feel so much more rejuvenated than if I just sit in
like
front of a
scroll
computer.
Yeah. We did a garden this year. We dug out 2 of our gardens, like in the front of our house, and restarted from scratch. I will say that's maybe not my forte. Like, I don't think I'm a gardener, but it was really, relaxing in those moments. It's the keeping the plants alive. That's maybe not my skill set. I like doing the work, but they don't really seem to want to be with me. So
some people just have a knack for it, and we do a garden and stuff too, and we're okay, but we need things that are like relatively low maintenance. So we've kind of just figured out like these are a few vegetables that we can grow that work for us. Like we can't get bell peppers to grow properly down here. Like some people can. We can get hot peppers to grow, so like we just do hot peppers.
Nice.
And tomatoes and like vining, squash, zucchini, watermelons, that sort of thing.
Everyone tells me tomatoes are easy, but my tomatoes last year they grew, like the plant grew all summer, and I had 1 tomato. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They're just not for me.
They can be finicky. I felt like when I lived in Pennsylvania, it was easier to grow tomatoes than North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just the soil or what. But my wife has been doing like zinnia and yarrow gardens right now. So she's trying to do like a little, just like sell little cut flower,
I love that.
like in little vases along the side of the road, like out of our driveway kind of thing. So we're working on that right now. But zinnias are super easy to grow, and they will reseed themselves. So they just sort of always pop up every year.
That's what we got. A couple plants that are just going to come back, and I hope they're just going to come back and keep it easy.
Yeah. No, it's and then it's just when it gets so hot, like it is in July, you're just like, whatever's happening out there with the garden, like it'll just have to deal with it because I'm not going to go out there. Right
we started our garden in May in the anticipation of avoiding the heat, and then because I got busy and things like life just gets in the way, and then we're like mid-July trying to get our plants in so that we don't miss the season, and like this was the wrong place.
Yeah.
There's not much I like to do when it's that hot except maybe swim.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. Well, cool. This was fun learning more about your business. I'm going to Let's see here. I think I can share your website
Beautiful.
onto the screen. See if that comes through. There we go.
Awesome.
So there's your website. And tell me how you pronounce your last name again.
It's McMahon. It's a
McMahon. So you just
bastardized pronunciation of a very Irish name.
okay. So you don't really hear the H at all.
No.
Okay. But everybody can see the URL. It's MadisonMCMAHON.com. And then what are your socials if people want to
I'm
follow you on there? Where can they find you on?
pretty predominant only on Instagram these days. And it's Madison Rose McMahon. So MCMAHON.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not in the TikTok land.
I couldn't even tell you my TikTok username at the moment. I'm like, I've got one and I have ambitions to maybe full-fledged that out one day, but the day is not today.
It's such a strange and disorganized platform. Like it will suck you in when you're on there, but I don't think a lot of people have figured out like how to actually market, or even if you get stuff that goes viral, like does it translate into actual clients? Like what is its purpose? Like I feel like
I agree.
Facebook and Instagram have a little bit more of a purpose that way.
I had a viral video on TikTok, 2 viral videos a couple of years back, but they weren't as hard as I was working on making it for photography. It wasn't. It was for my home renovations at the time. And like almost 1 million views on each, and that was it. Nothing else happened, and haven't had a hit since. So don't ask me about TikTok.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Instagram is my main push for socials these days. That's about all I got time for.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll put the links to your websites and everything into the show notes so that people can find you on there, and we'll look forward to. I think you have. Do you have a feature coming up? I feel like you have a feature coming up. I was going to say, I think you do. Yeah. So
and I think I have one. Well, I know I have one on there before. My previous business name was Madison Rose Photography. Now it's just Madison McMahon that I'm going by. But you can find me. You can find me on the White Wren.
Yeah. Cool.
And coming up again soon.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for chatting with me and taking the time. It was fun to learn about your business and everything that you have going on there. And
it was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
There's a place called home. A place called home.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Nested. You can keep up on all things White Wren on our website at whitewren.com or follow us on social media at The White Wren. Tune in again next time and have a wonderful day.
I've walked for miles and I've driven